Welcome to Voice of Jewel, the helpful nurse. The alarm buzzed sharply at 5:30 a.m., pulling John from his sleep. Another day at St. Mary's Hospital awaited him. John had worked as a nurse for 5 years, and despite the challenges, he found immense purpose in helping others. After a quick breakfast of toast and coffee, he donned his scrubs and set out into the crisp morning air to catch the bus. At the hospital, the familiar hum of activity greeted him. John clocked in and joined his colleagues for the morning briefing, led by Sarah, the head nurse. "Today's a full ward," she said. "Mr. Thompson in room 102 needs his wound dressing changed. Mrs. Patel in 105 is due for medication, and Timmy in 108 requires extra care." John noted his assignments and began his rounds. The morning routine. John's first stop was room 102, where Mr. Thompson, recovering from surgery, greeted him warmly. "Good morning, Mr. Thompson," John said cheerfully. "Let's take a look at that wound." As he carefully cleaned and redressed the wound, they chatted about Mr. Thompson's family and favorite hobbies. The small talk seemed to brighten the elderly man's day. Next, John visited Mrs. Patel in room 105. She was recovering from pneumonia and appeared troubled. "Is everything okay?" John asked gently. "I miss my family," she admitted. "That must be tough," John replied empathetically. "You're doing great, though, and I'm here if you need anything." He administered her antibiotics and left her with a faint but grateful smile. An afternoon crisis. While catching up on paperwork, an alarm sounded from room 110. John rushed in to find Mr. Carter struggling to breathe. "Call the doctor," John instructed a colleague as he adjusted the oxygen mask and checked vitals. The doctor arrived, and together they stabilized Mr. Carter. It was a tense moment, but teamwork and quick thinking saved the day. Small acts of kindness. Later, John checked on Mrs. Patel and learned she loved the hospital's tea. He arranged for her to have an extra cup with her dinner. Timmy, still excited about his picture, proudly showed it off to the evening nurse. Small gestures like these reminded John why he loved his job. Winding down. As the evening shift began, John handed over patient updates to the night nurse. Before leaving, he took a final round. Timmy was asleep, clutching the golden retriever picture. The sight warmed John's heart as he left the hospital. On the bus home, John reflected on the day. It had been stressful but rewarding. Helping patients like Timmy and Mrs. Patel made every challenge worthwhile. At home, after a light dinner, he settled into bed, ready to face whatever the next day would bring.